So I don't know about you, but I am a complete learning junkie when it comes to getting the freebies, joining somebody's course if I can afford it, learning all the things. That is me. I love to learn, and implementing is something that I struggle with. So, when you start your own business and you don't really know what you're doing, you basically take yourself to college, right? You use Mr. Google and Mr. YouTube and you try to figure out all the things. And then you realize, no, I really do need to pay somebody or I need to buy something to help me. So you buy something to help you build your website. And then you want to look at your competitors. So maybe you sign up for something that somebody else has so you can see what they're up to, or you can get some inspiration or ideas, not to copy. Or maybe you are just finding that you really want some help with XYZ, but you really can't afford it. So you're going to go do the next best thing, which is this $47 guide. There are so many things that we find online that we can get our hands on to learn. And if you're anything like me, you got a whole lot of it. And that is what I'm going to be talking about today. Today's going to be really quick, but I'm going to show you how I personally take care of all of my education and learning resources inside of Asana and Google Drive. Hey there, I'm Melinda, the Orderly Entrepreneur, here to help you, the business owner, streamline your business one easy button at a time. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us and welcome. And if you're back, thank you for coming back. Like I said, I am a complete learning junkie. Anything that I can get my hands on, I'm going to do it. And just to give you an example, when I started my business back in 2017, I was doing physical organizing. Well, I hadn't done it yet. And because I didn't know really what to do, I joined NAPO, the National Organization of Productivity and Organizing Professionals, before I was even an organizer because I wanted to know what it was all about and what I was doing. And of course, I had to have my website done before anybody could see that I didn't have a website and before I could work for anybody, right? So I had to build my own website and had to get everything in order. And so I'm all about knowing all of the information before I do something. And let me tell you, that is not the way to go. But anyways, I I love learning. So, I signed up for all the things. I signed up for the courses and the PDFs and the ebooks and the mini webinars and all of the things that I could get my hands on to learn about organizing, to learn about running your own business, to learn about building a website. You name it, I purchased something and you're going to see here in a minute how much stuff I have. But the reason why I wanted to bring this to you today is to show you how I take care of it. Because one thing that happens to pretty much everybody is you sign up for something and then the information stays in your email and then you download the PDF and maybe you look at it or maybe you go back to it in a day or two and then you never look at it again. Are you guilty? Because we have so much to do as business owners and time is our currency, we need to find all the time that we can. When we download something, sometimes it's just, oh, I'm not gonna name it or anything. I'm just gonna download it, print it, and look at it, and boom, it's done. But what happens is that actually wastes time and takes more time in the future. And it also can actually waste money because you're not using what it is that you purchased. So today I'm going to hop in to how I organize all of my learning resources so that you can learn how to do it for yourself. In my last video, I believe it's called How to Organize Your Business for Success. I dive deep into showing you how I organize all of my digital resources in the back end of my business. I kind of go behind the scenes with you, and it's all about how I use Google Drive, Asana, and Canva to organize my digital stuff. So if you want to watch that video, I'm going to link it in the description below. But I just wanted to tell you about that because that's going to go deeper than what I'm going to go into today. Today, I'm specifically talking about education and learning resources, and I'm not going to be talking about Canva at all. And I'm just going to dive in and show you how I organize my PDFs and mini courses and all of that stuff. Now, I use Google Drive because I can use it on my phone and on my computer, and it can be online or offline. I love that it syncs and I love that it's everywhere. So that is why I use Google Drive. There's lots of other things that you can use. Another thing is I use Asana, and I use Asana for all of the things that you really can't put into Google Drive. And to go more into that, go watch that video that I just mentioned. But in Asana, you can put things like links and stuff that you really can't necessarily find inside of Google Drive unless you put it in a document. And then it gets a little bit cumbersome and messy. So that's why I used Google Drive and Asana. So, what usually happens when you sign up for something is you will get a bunch of emails. So, I'm in my email from a while ago, and I'm just going to use this Amy Porterfield item systems to scale. So, I got into it and I got an invoice, I got another saying you're in, and then another with a plan. And so when we get these, it is like, okay, I have it and I'm going to go in and click on, click on the email and okay, access it. So you click on it and it takes you in. Well, then what do you do after that? You leave it in your email. And so every time you want to go back to it, you have to go in. And a lot of times, what happens is, unless it's just a PDF, if you've got something where you go into a portal such as this, you will have to log in or create a login. And then what do you do with that? So, what I do is I go into my Asana Business Hub. That's where I keep all of my education stuff. And I put it in my purchased programs and courses or currently enrolled in, depending on what it is. So now you're going to see all of the things. So this is all of my purchased programs since who knows when. But I do have this Amy Porterfield right here. So if you go in here, I've got the membership link and my login, my password, and my Google Drive folder link. And so if I click on that link, it takes me to my Google Drive. And actually, I didn't click on the link, so I will just go directly there. I've got my education folder. I wanted to show you this anyway. So I go into my education folder. And then I find Amy Porterfield. Now, I am a big Amy Porterfield fan, so you will see that I have a lot of her items. But I created a folder here for a webinar that I took of the systems that scale. So then I also put anything in there that I received for that. So as you can see, all of the things in here are screenshots, workbooks, things that are more documents. And then the things that are in the hub are passwords, membership links, and the Google folder link and that kind of thing. So this kind of information I most certainly could put in a Google Doc and keep it in the folder inside of Google Drive. However, if I did that for every single one of these, it would not be so easy to access inside of the Google Doc or the Google Sheet. It would be more steps and would just be a little bit more cumbersome. So that's why I like to use this. And as you can see, it's all in one spot. So in this business hub that I have, which is also a template that I offer, I keep all of this stuff in here and it keeps it nice and tidy, and I don't have to worry about where anything is, and I have one place where I can go to grab it. So as you can see, it is super simple to take care of all of your education and learning resources. The things to keep in mind is just keep it simple. Don't use any more than 2 places to keep the information, otherwise it's gonna get a little too complicated, and be consistent with your system so that every time you go to find something, you know right where it is. Here are a couple of things to avoid. Number 1, doing it later. Now, if you're watching this still and you've resonated with all of it and you're interested in trying what I've shown you, then you've probably waited till later. And don't worry, I've done that too, but that's just going to make the things keep piling up and it's just going to keep making you go back to your email to check for stuff or to keep trying to find things. So you're going to keep wasting time if you do it later. Number 2, using your email. Don't do this. Don't use your email as one of the places to store your information. That's one of the things that gets you into this mess to start with is keeping the things in your email because you know that it's there somewhere and all you have to do is type it in. And we also know that's not necessarily the truth, and there's going to be some searching and time wasted if you do that. So don't use your email. And number 3, doing some but not all. We get motivation and momentum to start something that we learn. So, for example, you're going to love this and you're going to go and start doing this with all of your resources. But then after a couple of weeks, you forget or you end up not having time the next time you download a PDF and you don't do it. So, being consistent and doing it every single time after you start is going to be very important. Now, I mentioned a couple of videos during the episode today, so I will link those in the description below. If you want to revamp your efficiency, watch this video right here. And if you loved today's video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.